are there any sort of tailwinds or catalysts going on right now in the ecosystem that you think are really sort of pushing people in your direction, and sort of knowing, you know, they want to get that extra level of data transparency. They want to get access to the data, but they want to be respectful of
Um,
all the increasing regulations, et cetera.
so there's a couple things. I think, I think that a lot of people, and I get it, right? Because there's like so much change happening. And quite frankly, like I was talking to a really smart agency exec today who works with a really impressive brand. And his point was like, yeah, I have this big presentation and like they want me to answer questions that are unanswerable right now, right? Like no people don't know, right? And he's probably one of the smarter guys I think in the industry, right? But back so I think there's a fair bit of like woe is me, but what I'm seeing smart brands doing, be like, this is an opportunity, right? It's an opportunity to try new stuff, right? To develop sort of task forces and try different things and innovate, right? Because we all know it's going to change, right? And I suspect you saw Google's news today where they delayed their deprecation of third-party cookies, which is I didn't see it coming. I think it's super interesting. It'll still come, but I still think it definitely sort of extends the timeline for people to figure out solutions. But back to your original question, tailwinds. The privacy stuff is, I'd say, a tailwind, right? Because the relationships with consumer is sort of utmost important. People value that relationship, and they want to make sure they're treating their consumer data with sort of utmost respect, right? And so it's sort of like a lot of like the generation one of technology companies that kind of do what Habu does requires you to take all of the data and give it to the technology company, right? And what we do, and there's some other sort of modern players as well, work with the data where it actually resides, right? So you don't necessarily have to take all of your data, upload it to a SaaS application like you used to have to, and like how some of the other players operate. We, if a CPG is on Azure and Snowflake, and somebody else is on AWS, we have the ability to sort of work across both those environments.